Without further ado, Emma's speech. I thought that was real for a second.
Expeditioners, the Sword of Lumiere. We honor your dedication. We do not take for granted that you dedicate your final year of life to keeping hope alive for all of Lumiere. Some of you are leaving to change the world, others to discover the secrets of our universe. Some to protect loved ones, others to find meaning in our all too short lives. As you sail into the unknown, know that Lumiere stands with you. When you battle the Paintress, know that Lumiere fights with you. Let the stones of her monolith crumble. Let her body lie at the end of the world, unable to paint another death.
God forbid a woman have a hobby.
No longer be hidden by her oppressive silhouette. Let the world once again watch the sun rise without the shadow of her cursed figure. May the wind of renewal take you to the ends of the earth. Tomorrow comes. Thanks to you, Expedition 33. Clair Obscur.
Farewell forever, probably, to that setting. And there's immediately already someone here. Does he have a blindfold on? Is he blinded?
Get ready.
Are we assuming anyone we see is a foe?
You're old. How did you survive the Gommage? Which expedition are you from? Fall back!
Well, damn. That's vicious.
following. Putain! What the fuck? Who the fuck was that?
Merde! What do we do now?
Regroup at the rally point. The indigo tree.
Fuck! Run!
What the fuck?
Come on! Move! Fucking snap out!
Oh. Short game. Okay, well that implies he's alive. I was genuinely wondering if they kill off the protagonist, seemingly, and you play as his daughter or something. So I correctly predicted that they would encounter somebody from a previous expedition, seemingly. But they were also right to assume and no one survives because, yeah, we know that they're supposed to be the people from the last year. So when the majority of the people from the expedition are supposed to be dead in a year, then by the time the next year's expedition happens, they're obviously supposed to be dead from the Gamage. Except younger people, but he's older than 33. Like, our daughter could survive here for a while, technically. He's got something in his lungs. Or a rib injury? Sorry, that's been on my mind lately. Well, if we're alive, like maybe Margot and Lucy are alive? Everyone's fate is very ambiguous right now. But damn if they don't have an extremely blind run where they just come in here and they know so little that they're that unprepared for what comes next. Like, they didn't have any idea what they were doing, apparently. That's brutal. I was gathering resources to research the transporter problem a bit, like throughout fiction, to see if I could write a thing about it. I haven't actually made it that far in the part where I actually do any real reading. Hey, waterfall, like always. But I collected a book, I think it's called Rogue Moon. And in that one, it fits in the transporter problem as a really early example, because it's a thing where there's some sort of horrible, like, alien maze or something on the moon that they're trying to solve for some reason. I don't remember why, because I haven't read it yet. But there's this whole thing where they keep sending people to the moon to solve it, but no one knows what happens there. And specifically, they're sending copies of yourself there. So they're essentially teleporting a clone of yourself to the moon to try to solve what's going on up there. And then they keep not returning and they keep dying and so on. But you never, because it was a copy of you, you never find out what happened to that person. The knowledge doesn't ever return. You just keep blindly sending them into the blender. and this feels kind of related to this, where it's like they're 67 expeditions deep because no information ever comes back. They're going in this blind. It can go this catastrophically wrong immediately. Makes you wonder, like, have they considered that perhaps having a predictable day on which they're going to arrive might be a strategic disadvantage if any part of their enemy is intelligent enough to notice patterns? They could literally plan the ambush to happen on the specific day that they keep having the expeditions happen, for example. Like, that guy seems like he was waiting for us. He seemed to be like I assume that he's from like Expedition 0 or something, but I don't know about that. He might be too young to have been here for 67 years. But I'm wondering if like Expedition 0 has some kind of like original sin type thing that caused the worst of what's going on. You can briefly check the expedition status using a chroma elixir to recover health without interrupting exploration. Oh, check the expedition status and use the elixir to heal without interrupting exploration. Expedition status. The expedition status shows the name of the current area, the expedition's current objective, and bindings for exploration. So just special, the key bindings. Buttons. The current health of the expedition, current amount of chroma elixirs. So I have 150, but I'm down to 1. That's bad. I should probably do this. If the expedition is in bad shape, use a chroma elixir to fully heal all party members. Chroma elixirs replenish at expedition flags. Hold Y to use the chroma. Okay. There we go. So Y brings this menu up, and then holding Y uses the heal. So it's basically short rest versus long rest. Basically. What if I don't want to run? So rocks are still floating in here. Where have we gone? Is this just the mainland? Well now, we have a sense of what's out here. Free aim shots are a good way to hit flying enemies as well as targeting an enemy's weak point. Try to aim. Shooting costs 1 AP. Aim at the weak point to deal increased damage. Is that the weak point? I think that might have been the weak point. So you can just spend all of your AP to shoot a bunch when it's not your turn? Alright. Damn, the delays. Seems the weak point's only there once. Ta-da! That looked like a homage. Maybe you're the bad guy, actually. What's up with that? this weird... Is it a force field? And this warped stuff is... statue-like? It looks like a lava flow, but it looks also like it's made of like the material, like the Statue of Liberty, basically. Or maybe not that specifically, but... Okay, that's more intentional. That's clearly a structure, or was at some point. But it's also chaotic looking? Maybe it was warped from being that. This over here is also... This looks more natural, somehow, despite also looking like it's made of metal. So it could be the weird distortion patterns. It looks like the metal is being warped into a fingerprint. Is there something on this to look at? This peculiar thing? Stop putting lampposts in my games. Friends? There's this bench filming with determination. What's the bench game? Oh, right. Hollow Knight. Right? Isn't that the one where you sit on benches as like they're bonfires? It's got to be wild. I mean, I can see why a lot of people would be against this entire idea if we've learned so little. Like, the one person that seemed to be genuinely planning in some concrete way, she felt so hopeless, because she's like, all we have to go on is the intel left over from Expedition 0, 67 years ago. What is that? What is that even to work on? The vague idea that they maybe put out a path and marked things somehow. They clearly weren't successful, because they were still doing this. And any number of changes could have happened already. But yeah, I take it that we were on a island outside of France. That's the last bastion of human life. And we've returned to the mainland, and this is what's happened to France. It'd be extremely funny if this only happened to France. Nothing, everything else was fine. I think about how like 28 days later turned out to just be, it was like just England, I think. Or the land mass, and the rest of the world was okay at the time. What can I climb here? Is it that I can lock onto that? No, I had a prompt over here. Can I climb this tree? I don't know why I said X to climb. I think maybe just this whole area wants me to know I can climb here. War banners. That's a lot of the dead. Do they have numbers on them? They look like they're not wearing green, right? Oh, maybe they are. They look like they're made of stone. I can't make out if they have any numbers on them or not. Is there like a photo mode? I don't think so. Yeah, they're all petrified. I don't think this many people were on the expedition, but I could be wrong about that too. How many people have died right here? Are they from various expeditions? That's new blood. Which seems remarkable because of how many of them seem to be petrified instead. Really feel like we shouldn't be going this way. What are the markings we're supposed to be following? They said that there was some kind of path. Is it these things? Is that runes related to us? Or is that the chaos? Whatever's warping everything. Man, it feels like we're walking into one of those Dark Souls or Elden Ring caves. That's where the entire floor is bodies. Oh, there they are. Uh-huh.
You do that, we both die. Hey. Fucking hell. Wake up, Gustav.
Lune. The others.
I know.
Is she non-corporeal?
We're the only ones left. You don't get to die.
It's just a matter of time before we're already dead. Look around, look.
This is not a foregone conclusion. When one falls, we continue. Get up. We need to find a safer place. There are Nevrons around.
Lucien.
This is not the place. The Lumina converter seems intact. It's about time we test it in real conditions.
Oh, that's the enemy creature.
Putain.
For a second, I was like, was that the Lumina converter? I didn't remember that being set up. So she's not here, right? 'Cause she wasn't there a second ago. And she says, if you do that, we both die. So it's like a Tyler Durden situation. Am I gonna find out that everybody died? Like everyone. Not even like some people are still alive. Like everyone's dead, but via some mechanism, I can like keep people around and bring them back, like within my own head and manifest them as party members if I like retrieve them in some way. Or was Luna always an artificial person? Because that thing's floating over there. Is that the Lumina converter? Is she like Ghost, essentially? Or Cortana? Well, that's satisfying. Oh. Oh, these are items. I opened a different menu by accident. Oh, yep.
Let the ink flow.
Luna's stains. Luna's skills generate elemental stains. Her skills also consume specific stains to enhance their effects. There are 5 types of stains: ice, fire, lightning, earth, and light. Light stains can be consumed in place of any other stain, so light is a wild card. Cycle between different elements to get the most out of her skills. Okay. Generating stains. Luna's starting skills are Ice Lance and Immolation. Ice Lance is an ice skill, generates an ice stain and 1 light stain. Let's see. Yeah, slows the target. Consumes consumes increased damage. I assume that means when you consume its effect in some way. Oh, it consumes that element of stain to do increased damage. So if I do ice first, I can then use immolation to consume the ice for increased damage. That's what they're going to tell me in a minute, probably. Elemental affinities. The Portier is weak to ice and took 50% more damage from Ice Lance. Most enemies have elemental affinities. Weakness, 50% more damage. Resistance, 50% less damage. Nullify, no damage. Absorb, it heals them. Find enemies, blah, 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 blah. You know what elements are. Slow. Speed debuffed by 25%. Now they're slower in the turn order. Some enemies can attack the whole expedition at once. Press RB to parry and execute an expedition counter. Oh god. So no dodging. Damn, look at them go. Alright, let's see what she can do with when she actually uses the element. Emulate one now. That's what I said, yeah. Okay, so I interpreted this correctly. Burn is a status effect that deals damage at the beginning of the character's turn. Me or them? I assume the person that has the effect on them. It's possible to be affected by multiple instances of burn, which increases the burn damage received. Yeah! Actually, I'm really fond of like the Darkest Dungeon style debuffs where you stack bleed, poison, and burn. I like being able to stack things in a linear sense. It's fun. Dodger. Gain 1 AP on perfect dodge once per turn. So if I equip that, that's like a passive that gives me more AP.
We did it, Gustav. Let's see if your invention lives up to its reputation, shall we? It really works. We're not dead yet.
Yeah.
Come on. There might be other survivors at the Indigo Tree.
Yeah, I would not kill yourself until you at least find your daughter's body to even confirm that she's gone. Because you lost her in the chaos. We didn't really have evidence of what happened to her. Pictos may be equipped to increase character stats. Higher level Pictos grant better stats. They also provide passive effects called Lumina. Ba-da-ba-da-da. We already know about Lumina overall. Yeah. New Picto is Dodger. Gain 1 AP per perfect dodge. So we got a Picto just now. That's what that was. So Luna's in the party member. Luna's in the party member. Great job, me. Speed 12, 3% crit rate. Gain 1 AP on perfect dodge once per turn. So incentive to dodge to get more AP all the time. That's pretty good because my understanding is that the main and not the main necessarily. The incentive to use parry is that when you parry correctly, you get an AP, which is what and that's what makes it better than dodging. So now the only thing we're missing out on is that if you perfect parry an entire combo, then you will get the counterattack, which we don't get from this. I don't have any more abilities yet to equip on them. And also, these two can't equip the same Picto at the same time. They can have the same Lumina eventually, but not the same Picto. Our attributes are all at 0. Vitality, Might, Agility, Defense, and Luck. But he has C Vitality and a knife at Might with no letter by it. She has D Vitality and she has C at Luck and also a Might with a knife that has no letter by it. Maybe that's what weapons they have equipped or something. She has higher attack power, he has more speed, and he has more crit. But they have the same health overall and so on. Okie dokie. Well, I was right that she's a party member. She was so briefly introduced, but kind of just mysterious and interesting in a way where I'm like, well, that's going to come up. I was trying to identify who that was, but we saw the character so briefly. I'm not sure if that is the woman that had the scar across her face or not. That I said that I called Hawk. I'm not even sure if she's supposed to be recognizable. Probably don't really go off the main path that often. What is that? What is any of this stuff? Why is there gore silly string? Oh, that appears to be a hole in the world. Whoops. Wow, he looks basically blonde by comparison. Interesting. Yeah, she's pretty bright right now too. The light just has a particular impact on their hair here. This game's really beautiful. I'm really taken aback by how they set up like one of the most grim settings I've seen in a while, just with its basic premise, akin to Gears of War a bit. But then the moment the actual plot starts, it gets exponentially more grim. That could have, like, their scenario was already really bad, but that went so much worse than anyone was ready for. It's also, like, fascinatingly wasteful, in a way. I can't help but think about whenever I play games. It's one thing to write characters and just be like, and then they're all dead now. But to sit here and make their appearances, an entire setting, this game spent all that money making that intro area that we'll maybe never see again, and a bunch of characters we'll never see again. But then also all the characters that came with us on the expedition, most of them are dead too. like maybe Lucian's gone forever. Just like that. During your journey, you'll find expedition flags set up by previous expeditions. Expedition flags allow you to heal, recharge your items, learn new skills, and allocate your character's attribute points. Characters gain 1 skill point and 3 attribute points per level. But we have not leveled, unfortunately. But I have attribute points anyway. Okay. C and D and blah. If I put this up, it makes my attack power go up by 1, and then 0, and then 2. Oh, weird. No, 1, then 0, then 3 is how much it goes up by. Then you, 1 and 0 and 3. No, 1 and 0 and 2. Their mites move at different speeds. Let's compare that to Vitality D. T and C. By 6 points, up by 11 points, up by 21 points, 6 points, 11 points, 21 points. Interesting that the last point's worth so much. I don't really know how the scaling works, and I don't really know which stats to prioritize as each one, because I don't know what their characters specialize in or how I should build them individually, so that's an interesting situation to be in, trying to figure out what to do with that. Surprising being able to pump up his crit so much. Luck increases speed. Defense increases crit. Might increases might. Health is health. Okay, so these three all have an impact on each other. Agility increases defense. Defense increases crit. And crit affects speed. And you get a particular outcome if you level them all in parallel, I'm sure. Well, I think just going straight for some attack power right now makes a lot of sense. I don't know. Spread it around a little bit. It's always a little tough when you're like, I don't know what I'm getting myself into with the RPG system of a given game. 0 skill points available. Yep, but that is a whole ass tree. Doing class choices or permanent skill choices and whatnot at the beginning of an RPG always feels a bit like trying to pick your major when you're not even in a real adult yet. And you're like, yeah, time to get student debt and make a life choice where I permanently commit to a particular trajectory for the rest of my life, and I barely even do anything yet. She doesn't even wear shoes. I feel like the fact that she doesn't wear shoes might be a hint that she's not real. I'm gonna feel really funny if I find out that she's just completely real and they were just messing with me. But there was 2 hints. One, she showed up out of nowhere when he was killing himself, and she said that if you die, we both die, which also feels like it implies that she's in his head, but could also be instead indicating that she just needs him otherwise. I can attack outside of combat. Got him. Yeah. Feeling cute might shoot you in the face a bit. So that's just a bonus action, basically. Like, you do lose your AP, so it's not free. My normal attack does fire. But I don't have anything that consumes fire, unfortunately. Oh. That wasn't perfect. It's too early. Well, boy, do I feel silly.
Let the ink flow.
The Lanceram. New weapon. C vitality, D agility. Element sword. Of course. I love element sword. So it has 20 more power. C vitality, D agility. C vitality. I guess that's why I have C vitality and sword for might. And here it'll probably add a D for agility. Okay. So that's actually just telling me what my weapons scaling is right now. Yep, that's why she has vitality luck scaling. So her spellcasting weapon scales with those other stats. So she has a luck-based weapon. Okay. So my weapons were... I assume might helps too, but otherwise the weapon also scales with vitality to do more damage. And now this new one scales with agility. Okay. We'll figure it out. We're gonna figure it out, damn it. I keep pressing that button to sprint.
Well, that will help.
I don't know yet what chroma is used for, but I imagine that it's the shop currency for somewhere. I already said this joke. I don't know who I'd be shopping with. I don't think we'd be trusting previous expedition survivors at this point.
Nice.
New Pictos critical burn. Well, I imagine that should go on her then. %25 increased chance on burning enemies. Oh, increased crit chance on burning enemies. So inflict burn, and then I can do more crit. Which on weaker enemies is an incentive to open with burn, since... Oh. There we go. I was like trying to check all the buttons because I forgot how to do it. No! No! Haha, you fool. Oh. I apparently triggered that wrong still. Haha. Free AP.
Lune, watch out.
Boom. Oh. Deleted. I missed. That's shameful since it's really self-inflicted to miss. Like, just aim correctly. You have infinite time. I assume at some point they might start moving, at which point it's more likely that I'll actually miss. Because they'll have like an idle animation. It'll get a little more like the Resident Evil remakes where those little fuckers just wave around so much. Wacky, wavy, inflatable arm tube zombies. And you're like, please, no, I want to shoot your head. And you're like, no, I'm a funny guy. Alright. Next episode, we'll see if there's any survivors at this tree we're headed towards.